The glass conference table shook as Leon Mercer slammed both hands onto it, sending a stack of investor reports flying across the boardroom. How, he growled, do we lose a $2.5 billion contract to a company that didn't even exist 5 years ago? Executives froze. No one dared speak. When Leon's phone buzzed with yet another notification, stock down 7%, he snapped and hurled the phone against the wall. It shattered, pieces skidding across the marble floor. This company is dying because someone in this room isn't doing their job. Silence swallowed the room. He stormed out, chest heaving, ignoring the executives scrambling behind him. Down the hallway, lights flickered as the building's automated system dimmed for night mode. Everyone else had gone home. Only Leon remained, broken, furious, and suddenly unsure of himself for the first time in years. He wandered the deserted halls of Mercer Tower, muttering to himself, $40 billion. $40 billion and everything is falling apart. Why can't anyone solve this? Why didn't I see it coming? He paused near the engineering wing. That's when he heard it. A voice, soft, annoyed, and completely unaware that the billionaire CEO was listening. They keep patching the front end, the voice grumbled. But the infrastructure is the real problem. You can't build a skyscraper on cracked cement. Leon stiffened. He crept closer and found an elderly janitor mopping the hallway floors. The man was humming, shaking his head as if scolding invisible executives. Leon stepped forward abruptly. Hey, what did you just say? The janitor looked up, startled. Mr. Mercer, sir, I didn't see you there. Leon narrowed his eyes. Repeat what you said. The janitor hesitated. Just talking to myself. Say it. The man sighed. I said your company keeps patching the wrong part. The infrastructure is the real issue. Leon stared at him, disbelief twisting into irritation. And what exactly do you know about my infrastructure? The janitor set the mop aside. Name's Marcus Hale, and I know because I used to design systems like these, before my factory shut down and took my pension with it. Leon stepped closer, trying to judge if the man was bluffing. You're telling me you know more than the $8 million consulting team I hired? Marcus shrugged. Maybe not more, but I know what I'm looking at. Leon clenched his jaw. Explain. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. Sir, I'm a janitor now. I don't want trouble. I didn't ask if you wanted trouble, Leon snapped. I asked you to explain. Marcus gave a small, defeated smile. All right. He pointed toward the engineering department. Your systems are over-engineered on the surface but crumbling at the core. You're updating the software every month, but ignoring the outdated infrastructure that supports it. Competitors don't have those constraints, so their products run faster and scale better. Leon's expression flickered. First annoyance, then fear. Because Marcus had just summarized the exact problem Leon's board had been trying and failing to identify for 9 months. You shouldn't know that, Leon muttered. No, Marcus said quietly, but someone should. Leon's heart pounded. He wanted to dismiss Marcus as a lucky guess, but something about the man's tone, steady, confident, made it impossible. You worked in engineering? Leon asked. 35 years, Marcus replied, until my factory shut down, and the company, well, let's just say they didn't exactly treat us fairly. Leon winced. He knew his father's generation was responsible for many such closures. He looked Marcus over, the cheap shoes, the worn hands, the humility of a man who had lost everything but still carried wisdom. Leon swallowed hard. Come with me. What? Marcus blinked. I said come with me, I want you to explain this properly. Marcus wiped his hands nervously on his coveralls. Sir, I'm not trying to overstep. You already did, Leon said. Now make it worth something. In the small break room, Leon grabbed a marker and pointed to the whiteboard. Show me. Marcus stepped forward slowly, as if unsure whether he'd wake up from a strange dream. Then he drew. A simple diagram, clean, clear, and devastatingly accurate. Leon leaned in, eyes widening as Marcus explained where the system bottlenecked, how patches were only delaying the inevitable collapse, and how a redesigned infrastructure could outperform every competitor. That's, Leon whispered, that's the missing piece. Marcus nodded. It's not fancy, but it'll work. Leon felt something he hadn't felt in months. Hope. But then pride crept in. Why should I listen to you? Marcus met his eyes. Because your company is falling apart, and no one else is telling you the truth. Leon recoiled slightly. The words hit too close. Marcus stepped back. Look, I'm not trying to get involved in something above my pay grade, just thought someone should say it out loud. Leon stared at the whiteboard long, after Marcus put the marker down. Thank you, Leon murmured. For what? Marcus chuckled. I just clean the floors. No, Leon whispered. Tonight, you cleaned up something much bigger. But a deeper storm was brewing, because if Marcus was right, then Leon had been leading his empire toward collapse without seeing it. The idea terrified him. Yet he couldn't stop thinking about the whiteboard. He paced the room, hands shaking. If I present this to the board, they'll laugh me out. Marcus shrugged. Then don't tell them it came from a janitor. Leon stared at him again, a deep stare this time, calculating, wondering, feeling something he rarely felt, humility. This can't be real, Leon whispered. It is, Marcus said. Sometimes the truth comes from the people no one listens to. Leon exhaled shakily. 3 hours ago, he thought his empire was lost. Now, in a quiet break room with a janitor holding a mop, he saw a way out and a way up. Leon didn't sleep that night. He paced between departments, replaying Marcus's explanation over and over. The simplicity, the brilliance, the humiliation of being outsmarted by a janitor haunted him, but he couldn't deny the truth. Marcus had identified the core flaw his entire executive team failed to acknowledge. By morning, Leon walked into the boardroom with a renewed fire. The directors sat around the polished table, sipping expensive coffee, wearing confident smiles they didn't deserve. He didn't bother with a greeting. I've identified the real problem, he said, clicking the projector. The board members exchanged skeptical glances. Leon pointed at the diagram, the same one Marcus had drawn. Our infrastructure is outdated. We're patching cracks instead of rebuilding the foundation. Unless we restructure our system from the ground up, Mercer Dynamics will collapse within 18 months. A director named Caldwell chuckled. With all due respect, Leon, you're describing a child's drawing. Leon stiffened. It's accurate. Where did this come from? Caldwell asked. Leon hesitated for just a moment, too long. Another director laughed. Don't tell me you got this from the cleaning staff. The room erupted with chuckles. Leon's jaw clenched. I don't care where the idea came from. Well, we do, Caldwell snapped. This company does not gamble its future on amateur theories. It's not a gamble, Leon said. It's the only solution. Caldwell stood. We vote to proceed with the current strategy. Those in favor? Hands shot up instantly. Leon stared at them, stunned. You're rejecting the only idea that makes sense because of ego? Caldwell smirked. No, Leon, because we follow logic, not janitor talk. Leon felt the room spinning, the humiliation, the arrogance, the blindness. The same blindness he had once been guilty of. He walked out without another word. Outside the boardroom, he pressed both hands against the glass railing, trying to steady himself. He saw employees working below, hundreds of them, people depending on him, people who would lose their jobs if his empire fell. For the first time, Leon felt utterly powerless. He grabbed his coat and left the building. That evening, Leon returned to Mercer Tower. The lights were dim again, the building nearly empty, except for Marcus sweeping near the elevators. Marcus looked up. Rough day. Leon laughed bitterly. They refused it, mocked you. Marcus stopped sweeping. It's all right. I'm used to not being heard. Well, I'm not used to it, Leon snapped. He paced back and forth. The board is blind. They're leading us straight into disaster. Marcus leaned on the mop handle. So, what now? You giving up? The question hit Leon hard. No, Leon said. Not this time. Marcus smiled faintly. Good, because you're smarter than that. Leon exhaled slowly. I want you to work with me, quietly, off the books. Marcus blinked. Me? Yes, Leon said. You've seen what I haven't. I need your mind. Marcus swallowed. Sir, I'm a janitor. You're an engineer, Leon corrected. A damn good one. Silence stretched between them. Finally, Marcus nodded. I'll help. For the next 6 weeks, Leon and Marcus worked in secrecy. While the building slept, they tore apart the old system architecture and rebuilt it piece by piece. Marcus explained everything in practical terms, while Leon tested, challenged, and refined each idea. Sometimes they argued, sometimes Leon's pride flared, sometimes Marcus grew frustrated with Leon's stubbornness. But slowly they built something extraordinary. One night, after hours of testing, Marcus leaned back and smiled. It works. Leon stared at the screen. We did it. Marcus corrected him gently. You did it. I just nudged you in the right direction. Leon shook his head. No, you saved this company. He meant it. Within a month, Mercer Dynamics launched their new infrastructure upgrade quietly. No press release, no announcement. They wanted to test the waters. Within 72 hours, performance skyrocketed. Fail rates dropped by 94%. Clients returned, new clients appeared, competitors panicked. By week 3, Mercer Dynamics stock surged so quickly, analysts accused the market of glitching. Zenith Corp, their largest rival, lost 2 major contracts in a single day. Marcus watched from a distance, a quiet man in a janitor's uniform, witnessing an empire rise again. Leon approached him one night. Tomorrow is the shareholder meeting. Marcus nodded. I heard. I want you on that stage with me, Leon said. Marcus froze. Sir, no, that's not my place. I don't belong there. Yes, Leon whispered. You do. The next morning, Mercer Hall overflowed with reporters, shareholders, and board members. Cameras flashed, voices buzzed with anticipation. Everyone wanted to know how Mercer Dynamics had pulled off what experts were calling the greatest corporate comeback of the decade. Leon stepped on stage. Applause thundered, but instead of standing behind the podium, he turned toward the side entrance and said, Before I speak, there's someone you all need to meet. The crowd murmured. Marcus stepped out, hesitant, eyes down, still wearing his custodial uniform. Gasps rippled through the room. Caldwell whispered sharply to another director, What is the meaning of this? Leon placed a hand on Marcus's shoulder. This man saved our company. Laughter broke from the board table, nervous, mocking, dismissive. Leon raised his voice. 6 months ago, Mercer Dynamics was collapsing. We were patching the wrong problems, losing clients, losing relevance. And none of us, not one of us, saw what was right in front of us. More murmurs, confusion, irritation. Leon continued, This janitor, Marcus Hale, identified the flaw no executive, no consultant, no strategist could find. Board members shifted uncomfortably. Leon lowered his voice, letting the weight settle. He rebuilt the foundation of Mercer Dynamics with me. He saved a $40 billion empire. Marcus's hand shook. He had never felt so exposed. A reporter shouted, Sir, are you saying your infrastructure overhaul was designed by a custodian? Leon smiled. No, I'm saying it was designed by the smartest engineer I've ever met. The room fell completely silent. Then a single person applauded, then another. And soon, the entire hall erupted into a standing ovation. Marcus's eyes filled with tears he tried to hide. Leon leaned in quietly. You deserve this. After the applause, the media swarmed Marcus. How did you know? Why were you a janitor? What did the board say? Marcus answered humbly. I just saw a problem and cared enough to say something. Caldwell approached, clearly embarrassed. Mr. Mercer, you cannot seriously… Leon cut him off. You're fired. The hall gasped. Leon continued. Anyone who mocks insight because it comes from a humble place has no place in this company. Security escorted Caldwell out. Marcus stood frozen, overwhelmed. After the meeting, Marcus's granddaughter, Lily, burst through the crowd and hugged him tightly. Grandpa, you're famous! Marcus laughed through tears. No, sweetheart, I just did what was right. Leon offered Marcus a position, Director of Systems Innovation. Marcus shook his head. I'm too old for titles. I like the night shift. It's peaceful. Leon smiled. Then keep the shift, but you'll be paid as an executive. Marcus's jaw dropped. Sir, that's too much. It's not enough, Leon replied softly. Not for someone who saved hundreds of jobs, including mine. In the months that followed, Mercer Dynamics soared to new heights. The board transformed. The culture shifted. Employees felt seen. Innovation thrived again. Whenever someone asked Leon how he turned the company around, he always gave the same answer. I stopped talking, and I started listening. One night, months later, Leon found Marcus sweeping near the penthouse elevator again. Why are you still cleaning floors? Leon asked. Marcus smiled. Because it reminds me that no matter how high you build, you always need someone to keep the foundation clean. Leon laughed. Will you teach me that wisdom someday? Marcus winked. Maybe, but you're learning. Leon looked out over the city skyline, once a symbol of pressure and fear, now a symbol of rebirth. Marcus, Leon said softly, you didn't just save this company, you saved me. Marcus nodded. Good, because sometimes the leader needs saving too. Leon whispered, Thank you. Marcus replied, You're welcome, son. And for the first time, Leon realized he had gained something far more valuable than money. He had gained humility and a friend. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.